Lions don't usually hunt elephants, but desperate times require desperate measures. This herd contains calves, easier targets. But how to reach them? Encircle their young. It's an impenetrable wall of grey. A few exhausted stragglers are still arriving. One of them is alone. But it's too big for the lions to tackle. This one looks a little smaller. A solitary lion stands no chance, but the whole pride is here. There are 30 of them, and they're specialist elephant hunters. This elephant will feed the whole pride for at least a week. As night falls, the situation turns into a crisis. The cubs head straight towards the village. This could be disastrous for the cubs, dangerous for the people, and jeopardize everything Flip's worked so hard for. So much is at stake that Flip even enlists help from a local tourist lodge.
I think you should drive past us now, and you go to the village, Puros, and you go and tell the people that the lions are lying here and we're watching them very carefully, and then tell them if they come anywhere close to the village, we'll dart them, just so that they know and see that it's not just us sort of favoring the lions at their expense.
The collared lioness is flicking her tail a lot. Just look at her now. She's gonna stalking each other.
The lions are just a quarter of a mile from the village when Flip decides to intervene. By broadcasting a lion roar, he hopes the cubs will be distracted.
Okay, just tell us when they leave.
Birds running downriver.
Oh, okay, one time. Let's go. Okay, everything's done.
At first, it's not clear whether his plan is working.
It looks like they're turning around and coming back into the river. I'm just watching them carefully. I can barely see them, so I'll get back to you when I know.
Thankfully, as the cubs turn back down the river and away from the village, Flip can relax. Even so, he stays with them until he's sure they're well out of danger.
Watch.
Is going in search of the youngster's mother. She's been wearing the collar for 9 months and the battery's beginning to fail. He needs to find her fast. Finally, he picks up her signal in a river valley to the south of the Waraseb. The detailed tracking information stored in the high-tech collar will throw light on her movements, crucial data to help protect her family and the entire desert lion population. Darting is a necessary intrusion, though Flip never takes it lightly. And for him, getting this close to lions never loses its magic.
She's beautiful. The GPS collar is the first time I touch it for 9 months. It's been on this lioness this whole time, and it's still working. The LED light is still going, you can see it. So it's been storing all this incredible information for the last 9 months. This girl, she's the queen. She's the queen of them all. I know, this is by far my most favorite and special lioness. Look, she's hardcore. She takes no nonsense, and she lives it on the edge. Okay, well now we have to look at your teeth to see if you are still in good nick. Man, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Goodness. Look at that. Sorry. Man. Sorry, my dear. Sorry. Just have a look at the claws. Oh, they're sharp, eh? Look at that. My goodness, it's like a needle. Oh, especially the forefinger and the middle finger. Oh, just really, really sharp. Now, the most amazing thing is their feet just smell so amazing. It's got the nicest smell to it. Sort of musky, just a really like a sweet sort of musky smell. I know, what an awesome feeling to be so close. Okay. You be good.
He quickly discovers that his favourite lioness isn't just in good condition, she's become really smart.
So this is what, this is incredible. It means it's these movements back and forth. Back to Puros. Geez, like right in Puros. Through past Puros. And then I spent in the early morning between midnight and the morning, and then all the way back again.
It's a great sign. She's proving she can live right under people's noses without causing them any trouble at all.
When I see this, I want like to have a GPS collar on every lion. because that's information is just phenomenal.
Dr. Flip Stander's great passion is lions. He studies them, tracks them, and even thinks like them.
That was a print. That was a print.
They definitely crouch down, and you can see the feet placement are very careful. You can almost see the toes are sort of pressed in. It's like they're stretching. And at this point, just after they get into the opening, they split up.
For months, Flip found nothing but tracks. This was a frustrating campaign in a place where the heat is intense enough to crack rock. Even oryx, the hardy desert specialists, and a handful of giraffe that live here, have a tough time. It was to take months of patient tracking before the elusive desert phantoms finally took shape. He was able to put a radio collar on one lioness, then two, but just following them seemed impossible. The animals were shy and the boulder fields impassable, a far cry from the Serengeti, where lions can be followed easily day and night. Flip's best hope was to take to the air. Even this was fraught in a landscape that dwarfs everything. Eventually, the first two lions led to more. Flip had made a momentous discovery. There was a surviving pride of desert lions, and it had found refuge in a remote canyon. This was the first time that anyone had been able to get a really good look at the world's most unusual lions. It was clear from the start that their behavior was out of the ordinary.
In the first sort of 3 or 4 years, I documented the most outrageous growth rate. It was in excess of 30% per annum, and all really driven by 4 adult lionesses. The only word to describe them would be like breeding machines, because that's just what they were.
Not only this, more cubs were surviving to adulthood than elsewhere in Africa. This once beleaguered group of lions was staging an extraordinary comeback, and it allowed them to fan out into areas they hadn't been seen in for over 20 years. Lions are mostly active at night and seldom roar during the day. We tried to persuade them to do so with the help of scientists by playing back the roar of a strange lion to a resident pride. Even that didn't work. But 12 years later, I set off in an open-sided Land Rover with the latest infrared technology to try again. As usual, they were sleeping. I would have to wait for darkness. We drive up, I go on one side, the camera goes on the other, and the lion starts roaring. But the problem is, I can't see where it is. I can't even see where the camera is. Cue, says the producer. So I start trying to say my piece, trying not to be too frightened of this lion, which is somewhere in the blackness, as far as I can make out, within a couple of yards of me and no side on the Land Rover. And I then had to do my piece to camera, looking around to see where on earth the camera was. And now in the darkness, there are a number of them roaring just around here. There are two I know within 3 or 4 yards of where I am now. And there's a third, perhaps 20 yards over there, though it's difficult to tell because it's pitch black. Those are not aggressive roars, they are communication roars, but they are quite enough to chill the blood in the blackness of the night.